You know what time it is!
Bless up! Bless up!
Turn the fucking jets on! Turn the fucking jets on! Ah! Ah!
Arm the laser!
Arming the laser! Begin laser ignition!
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know. Deuce and Mo.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know.
Do it for Deuce and Mo, Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo, When it comes to the Kings, it's my favorite show. Do it for Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Hey. Do it for Deuce and Mo. When it comes to the Kings. Big hopes and dreams as we cover our kings. Never cover the kingdom, but we loving our kings. And we covered your prayers as we doing our thing. Big Deuce with the par, Lil Mo on the screen. Solo or together, still do it for team. Never switch up for $1 or revenue stream. So we always got each other, balance out the beam. Deuce and Mo, and that's the end of the thing. So do it for Deuce and Mo. Do it for Deuce and Mo.
It was supposed to turn red. Hold on.
Do it for Deuce and Mo.
Why'd you get the cheap ones, dude?
I was trying to get it here fast.
Like,
Babe, how we doing today?
Hey, Morgan.
Hi!
I'm rooting for y'all.
Yeah!
Let's go, Kang.
Oh, yes. We are live. Your Sacramento Kings, the Beam Team, have won 5 in a row. These things, you hear the noise they just make?
yeah, they're
It's terrible.
lightsabers.
I spent $20 on these things.
Well, you could have done a little better.
I almost bought a really expensive one. I didn't know if it was in the Deuce and Mo podcast budget.
Probably not in
hour.
the Deuce and Mo podcast budget. Glad you didn't do that one.
Yeah. How are we doing tonight, Kings fans, after your team has now won 5 in a row? They have won 8 of 10. It's not always pretty, but it's not supposed to be during an 82-game grind. And tonight, got a little ugly at times. Maybe you got a little fearful, but you just realized that tonight you're seeing a different Kings team.
Ooh.
You're seeing a team that is legit. They are good. They're fun to watch. The city's buzzing. How are we doing tonight? Yeah.
I knew you were going to do something, so I was like, oh, gotta wait till he pushes the button.
Oh, man. I got to admit, we got people
Hell
filtering
yeah.
in live. Let me just do a couple of business things, including, hey, help us grow. That's what I type in. Help us grow.
Oh, my God,
Hit
you guys.
the thumbs up and subscribe. Chase to 10,000 subs is on. Send.
So cool.
Pin it. Let's go. I think we're like
Thanks,
less
guys.
than 1,500 away.
No way,
After
dude.
being 2,000 away just the other day.
So cool. So cool.
Morgan, man, it's crazy. Just again, we're here after another Kings win. It's something that we have not been used to talking about. I mean, the fact that the Kings have won 8 of 10 now is kind of a weird feeling, to be honest, especially early in the season. We've seen some stuff at the end of seasons when it's out of reach. They're playing guys down the stretch. Hey, they're playing better. But to start 0-4 and be here. Whoa.
My favorite thing is when fans come up and say, this feels different. Yeah. This feels different. And trust your feelings, because not only what we're witnessing truly is good basketball at times, it's just like, this is the product on the floor, this is the identity, and this is what it's going to be. This isn't a fluke. It's not a fluke. And how fun is that to say?
Oh, it's so fun. You know what else is fun is seeing hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Kings fans in the building on a live stream, 10:30 on a Thursday night.
Give me a hell yeah.
I think it's time to start right here, right now, with a little Deuce and Mo Night Chat roll call. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's give some love to the people watching us live tonight. I messed up the Twitch stream, so we're not on Twitch tonight.
Ooh.
Morgan has her beam lit. And shout out to Boise. He's hanging with Homer, James, and Nick. Jay Scott is in the building. Morgan's breaking stuff with her beam. Jay Scott is here with J Rock. Mr. Turtle, get out of your damn shell and celebrate, because you're hanging out with Brad and Kenneth and Paulius and Protocol. Trevor, Adams, Clint, Danny, Joshua just donated $5.
Thank you.
We've got Chill. We've got Not That Zach, Jared V, Die Hard Dylan, along with Peyton and Danny and JC and Mitch, Fernando, Aaron Aldrin, Hax is in the building, Shiesty, Chris, Morgan trying to wave me off to stop me. I'm not stopping because I see Adam Fox in the building with Zach and Frank and Parker and Boozed Adam. Oh, it doesn't stop with my favorite Brooke. I'm kicking her ass in fantasy this week, but just say iPod, Deuce. I just did. David, Trevor, Sean, bad news, sour grapes. Even he's happy tonight. I'm happy. You're happy. Let's get it started.
Oh, wow. Deuce Mason's on another
I feel good. All right.
Wow.
It's fun, Morgan. This is a fun time.
I know.
Let's get it started. Deuce and Mo coming down in 3, 2, 1. Hit my music.
Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. They tell you what they know. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. Deuce and Mo. The podcast that you know.
Hey, welcome into the Deuce and Mo podcast on a Thursday night after 10:30 p.m. And for the 5th straight night in Sacramento, a purple beam has been launched into space. The Kings have won 5 in a row, 8 of 10 after an 0-4 start. They do what good teams do. Win games they're supposed to get on the home floor. They beat the Spurs tonight by putting up just 130 points, handling business against San Antonio 130-112. I'm Deuce Mason. That's Morgan Reagan. How you doing, Mo?
You know I'm good. I just feel so many different emotions.
Well, express them. It's okay to express your emotions.
I am. I think I am. I'm just on a wave of emotions, man. Feels good.
Feels amazing right now to see how this team is playing and responding, right? Tonight, they got off to a really, really nice start, and I think the game got a little too close to comfort for some tonight, but I thought the Kings handled business. They closed the end of the third well, and they get a home win.
That's what was so great about this, because you understand, we all understand and have seen how the NBA works. It's a game of runs. And what we've seen in the past from Kings squads is that when other teams go on those runs, the Kings never respond. Never, but they were never taught how to respond the right way or manage how to get back into it and make those adjustments the right way. The adjustments are being made and they keep doing things right, and it's in game, on the fly. That's what good teams do in this league. I love it.
After the game was tied at 82, the Kings finished the game outscoring San Antonio 48-30. Third quarter, it's tight. It's 82 apiece.
Yeah.
And De'Aaron Fox says, all right, let's stop dicking around here.
That's what he said.
Hits a couple of jumpers. He finds Malik Monk in the corner for a 3. All of a sudden, it goes from 82 to 89-82 entering the fourth quarter. And then the Kings just ran away with it. What a fourth quarter. The fourth quarter numbers are absurd. And San Antonio still got theirs in the fourth. They scored 30 points. Sacramento outscored them 41-30 in the fourth on 15 of 19 shooting. That's just under 79%. They were 3 of 5 from 3, 12 assists, and 2 turnovers in that fourth quarter. And they win 130-112. When you look at this game as a whole, what or who jumps out to you immediately?
I mean, I already mentioned the in-game adjustments, but I guess I want to go back to Malik Monk again and the spark that he adds, especially off the bench. There's so many things I want to be like what jumps out to me, but we'll start with Malik Monk and just truly another over 20-point game, 26 points for him. He finished up with still grabbing 4 boards, but 3 from 9 from 3-point land.
I got him 4 of 9 on my box score. You might have to refresh yours.
4 of 9. Yeah. God, how about read a number correct, Morgan? But truly, Deuce, it was some of those threes that he was hitting were so special, so energetic. And that's where Malik Monk comes in and just makes certain plays that you're like, it adds so much more than just the points at times.
He is an early 6th man of the year candidate. And I've seen some early stuff from people. I think the Ringer did a piece. Monk wasn't even mentioned. But he has been so productive for the Kings.
Yeah.
And he'll have some nights where he's kind of quiet, but he comes out with an energy every night. And sometimes it's a roller coaster with him. He's going to take some questionable shots, some heat check stuff, but you like it because he's trying to play the right way.
Right.
He can get super hot and he can play make. What a pickup by Monty McNair.
Truly. And you're feeling that chemistry that he has with De'Aaron Fox, right? And I feel like that's starting to be contagious and bleed into other teammates and how they go about things on the floor. When one of your best players is having fun out there, that's also going to be contagious. Malik Monk talked about playing basketball in the post game and was talking about it's basketball. It's fun. And you can feel that. People at home can feel that. People at Golden One Center tonight could feel that.
It's a spirit that this team has lacked.
Yes, has not been there ever. Yes.
Having a presence like him and a guy who can play, that to me is so
that combo
significant.
It is.
And he is built on what he did last year in a role with the Lakers, his connection with Fox, but it's also just his connection with the offense. He plays the right way. And I feel like what's so interesting about this Kings team early on is on a night Kevin Huerter has 7 points. Sabonis has 16. It's just like every night there's a guy who steps up. And last game was Fox, kind of a quiet night.
Yeah.
Terrence Davis stepped up in a big way. During this nice run, winning 8 of 10, it seems like there's always someone who's stepping up, which to me shows the depth of this team.
That's exactly it, Deuce. And it shows that all these guys truly trust each other and that the egos are set aside and they don't give a damn who it is that's going to step up. They don't give a damn if it's going to be TD on national television or Malik Monk every Wednesday or whatever the hell it's going to be. It's exciting that these guys are trusting each other, enjoying playing with each other. And another thing, just going off of what Malik Monk, you talked a little bit about what he was last year and then coming into really finding his true self and identity with this team. I think he was more of that like, hey, I got to catch and shoot for LeBron. Like, he's going to collapse the defense and I just got to be here. With De'Aaron, you know that he's going to collapse the defense and you're going to be there. You saw Malik Monk have a big three there at the end where, De'Aaron drove, passed it out to Malik Monk for a three. But it's not only that. He's capable of understanding if a guy is closing out on him, he's going to play make. He's making the right play, playing like a smart, high IQ guy.
Morgan, I'm sorry. The chat's brought up an amazing point
What?
that I have to get to. Shout out to people watching us live. If you're here, the biggest thing you can do is hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. We're chasing 10,000 subs, and we are getting closer and closer. So hit the thumbs up. That helps our channel grow. Last night chat, we got 1,000 thumbs up, which was awesome. Unfortunately, the chat's alerted us to something. They're not sure the Kings win is official because we haven't initiated the laser, if you don't mind.
Arm the laser.
I'm in the laser! Begin laser ignition!
Fire the laser!
Thank you, Kings win. All right.
Someone screamed behind me, do that on air, do that. I'm like, I'll break the microphone. I think I'll get in trouble.
I'm sorry. You need to do that on NBC Sports California.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I think my producer, Anthony, who's amazing, would love for that to happen.
Yeah, I mean,
Matt,
you'll be
his
ears.
That.
You'll be doing that on Sunday for sure. Yeah, we'll just have that on Sunday.
We'll ask around, light the beam, fire the laser.
Hey, you should be hitting that thumbs up after getting that, guys. Appreciate you guys so much for being here tonight.
Thanks,
yeah,
guys.
you mentioned Malik Monk. He was such a good catch and shoot guy last year with the Lakers, right?
Yeah.
40-ish% from three, 40% as a catch and shoot guy. But you're right. He's able to do so much more in Sacramento that highlights his game. The same with Kevin Huerter. And I know tonight wasn't his night at all, right?
Sure.
3 of 11, 1 of 5 from 3. Plays 34 minutes, 7.6 assists, though. Huerter's been able to show so much more in Sacramento than he did in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And, just talking to people around the team, so I heard something interesting today. I kept hearing the word Kings culture. I'm like, That the front office throws around Kings culture a lot.
Okay.
And it's something they're trying to establish here. You hear heat culture so much, right? Kings culture is getting high IQ guys and great guys who want to play for each other. And
is that how they're identifying it?
you're seeing that. With
You
this
are.
group, right?
You are.
You're seeing a group that wants to play with each other. Hey, Terrence Davis is a great example. Terrence Davis started tonight. No Keegan Murray, lower back soreness. Rashawn Holmes missed a game with a non-COVID illness. But because Keegan's out, all right, Terrence Davis is going to get in the starting lineup. Terrence Davis played a big role the other night. Davis played 14 minutes tonight. Right? Just a different role for him tonight. He was 2 of 7, 5 points. But other guys find ways to step up. I mean, you talk about the bench. We'll give Fox his love in a second.
Sure.
But Trey Lyles comes in and plays 14. It gives you 14 points off the bench, playing aggressive against his former team, trying to shove it up Pop's ass.
Aggressive. The way that he threw it down on that one dunk, just stared. It was so fun to see, just like you're saying, the bench altogether, but like someone like Trey Lyles coming out aggressive. We see when he gets his touches and when he gets his flow and his rhythm, he can make things happen. He's efficient in his minutes, and that's been pretty consistent and exciting to see. But I feel like these guys, the identity of their bench too is stay ready, be present, because it could be you that needs to step up. And by stepping up, it does not mean chucking up the ball and just trying to take over on the offensive end. Being ready and staying present is being there for your entire team, because the things you can accomplish in a team sport when you play together, pretty amazing.
Metu's a great example of that. We talked about him a lot lately. Again, tonight, 10 points for him, 4-4 against his former team too. So that probably felt good for Metu. I mean, it's been fun to see different guys step up to the plate. And I thought Davion Mitchell tonight played some outstanding defense. You know, he's trying to deal with Vassell, who's going to get his. Vassell's having a really good year. He's got a size advantage. Davion's a dog.
Dude,
he just gets after that shit.
Davion was up in his grill.
Yes.
And not only that, the way that the Kings fans responded to the way that he was playing defense was just beautiful. The appreciation was there, and everyone was just going wild because you can feel. Yes. And I asked him about that even after the game.
You know what? Screw this. Let's get to the video. So Davion Mitchell joined Morgan Reagan and Matt Barnes on the set on NBC Sports California after the game. Here's a portion of that chat.
Well, you definitely did a great job of bringing the energy. This season has been a little up and down from you as far as minutes and consistent minutes. But every time you get out there, I think you're trying to find a way to make it happen. Sometimes you need to be the leading scorer. Tonight, not many points offensively, but just causing havoc in that second half on the defensive end, sparking that energy and sparking the run you guys had in the fourth quarter. Talk to just kind of wherever he puts you, you're going to try to produce no matter what.
Yeah, man, I think that's the thing about our team. We got depth. I mean, everyone can score the ball. Everyone can make plays for each other. So, I mean, we got a lot of good players on our team. So I'm just trying to go out there and just play a role, do something so I can impact the game and just get a win.
Dude, he gets after it, man. And it's no surprise that he brings it that way. But that is infectious.
It is. How many times have we talked about, hey, can he set that tone and build that culture on the defensive end? We talked about that a lot last year, but you can only do so much as an individual, right? And especially when he's not the star player on this squad. So how else is he going to make the team better? Well, better defenders, individual defenders, started stepping up, and the roster got a little better. Oh, the coaching staff got better and started bringing a different type of defensive intensity out of guys. So then now when you add Davion Mitchell in that mix, it's like guys are truly understanding, oh yeah, that's the standard.
They've set a great standard.
Mm-hmm.
What a response after an 0-4 start. Some of the numbers during this 5-game winning streak are absurd. Over the last 10, pretty special too. But specifically tonight, after they put 153 points on the Cavs, I have to be honest. Going into today, I was a little concerned just about a letdown factor.
Sure.
It's not just like a Sacramento thing. This happens in the NBA. You come off a huge win, national TV. Everyone in the NBA is talking about you. People in the NBA universe are talking about the beam. You're a story. People are talking about the Kings right now in the NBA, and for good reason. But it could go away pretty fast if you have a letdown the next game at home against San Antonio, playing without one of their better guys.
People say it's a fluke.
Exactly. They handled business tonight. And that's what good teams do, right? Like, even when the Kings were good, I know it seems like 25 years ago they were good, but there'd be stretches, the 60-win teams, 60-win Kings, you'd be like, God, why are they letting this team hang in the games at the end? And guess what? They would close the right way.
Yeah.
And Sacramento is closing the right way.
And I'm still ready for the upsets and times
sure.
for,
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It's the NBA. There's a lot of games. It's going to happen. But the fact that it keeps not happening so consistently early on has been just such a dream come true. Such a joy to this city to have a roster full of basketball players that not only look like they're having fun, believe that they're having fun, but look so competitive, so competent out there. It's just what we wanted in the city.
So after that performance on offense last game, they shoot 57.8% tonight. They were 40% from 3, 12 of 30, 22 of 24 from the free throw line, 91.7%. They had 28 assists in the game and 12 turnovers. And that was after a sloppy start. It felt like they were getting a little sloppy at times. That's a good final number. I love how they're playing right now. The offense has had to have exceeded everyone's expectations, at least this early. Like, I thought this offense was going to be good, but we're talking about literally one of the best offensive teams in basketball right now.
I don't think anyone was expecting it to be like, well, that's a lie. I'm sure Mike Brown and his staff felt like it could be exactly that.
He said after the game, though, he goes, I knew we were going to be good offensively because I know we can shoot it.
Yeah.
I did not think we'd be this good this fast.
Well, there you go. And it's the buy-in, you guys. It's Matt Barnes also talked about this on Postgame. He's like, you've played basketball before. You understand if you are touching the ball, you feel involved. Every guy is touching the basketball. So not only are they working their ass off on the defensive end, they're trusting one another on the offensive end and going, okay, if I pass this around, I'm getting the ball back. And I don't want to bring up old stuff because everything's good right now, but thinking about an old player even last season where it was like, touches his hand, it's going to be out. And so then when that feeling came along, other guys would start chucking it up. Don't bring it up.
No, it definitely can suck the life out of a team, right?
It
could be deflating, right?
Yes.
You have a good defensive possession and maybe there's a bad shot the other way, right? Those are the things that add up and that wears on a team. Great stat from Trevor in the chat.
What?
That rhymed. Great stat
from Trevor in the chat.
The last time the Kings won 6 in a row, they have a chance to do that Sunday against the Pistons, was the 04-05 season. I don't even know if that's right, but it sounds right. Trevor, thank you for that stat. Appreciate you guys for being here tonight. Make sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe.
Thanks, everyone.
Morgan, I know I throw out a lot of numbers at times, but
yeah, you do.
The last 5 games are 5-0. You want to know some of their numbers during this 5-game winning streak where they rank in the NBA?
Okay.
Kings, during this 5-game winning streak, they're number 1 in offensive rating. They're number 1 in true shooting. They're number 1 in effective field goal percentage. They're number 1 in points per game at 130. They're top 4 in field goal percentage and 3-point percentage. They're number 1 in assists. They're number 5 in free throw percentage. They're number 6 in pace. And maybe my favorite number, during this 5-game winning streak, they're 16th in defensive rating.
Whoa, you have that one right this time?
Confirmed.
You probably checked that one like 7 times. Wow. Well, that's what's so exciting about this, Deuce, because teams knew that this was going to be a solid offensive team. So like going into playing the Sacramento Kings, okay, they can put up numbers. Look what they're doing. But also it's the way that they're being efficient, making their shots, passing the ball around. Defensively, just seeing that improvement in being toward the middle of the league in defense.
You want a bigger sample size?
Give me the bigger sample size.
How about the last 10 games?
Okay.
Where the Kings are 8-2. Only loss is Miami Golden State. They're number 2 in offensive rating and number 19 in defensive rating over the last 10 games. This team is getting better. They're having better defensive moments. They may never be a lockdown defensive team, but the fact that there's a 5-game sample size where they're number 16 in defensive rating, if you have an elite offense, you have the middle of a pack defense, you're going to be a good team and you're going to win a lot of games this year, and it's going to exceed a lot of people's expectations. This team may not have, oh my God, unbelievable lockdown defensive players.
Yeah.
Davion's such a great on-ball defender. But they play enough good team defense, and De'Aaron Fox has taken such a drastic step defensively.
So active with his hands, the way that he's getting up and guys, the way that he's navigating screens when they're coming at him, like his ability to fight over, his ability to stay with guys, stay squared, jersey to jersey. It makes all the difference because then you're still lacking your rim protection, right, in the paint, but it allows your bigs to do so much more if you're doing your job along the perimeter. Fun shit, man.
I think Kevin Huerter's had some nice moments defensively. He's just a good team defender. I actually think Sabonis deserves some more credit for what he's able to do defensively at times. He's not going to block a ton of shots. And Jeremy Sohan tonight, when he threw that ball in, he didn't touch the rim. I don't call it a dunk, but when he threw that ball in,
God.
and then Mike Brown ended up challenging it, that was pretty crazy too. Looking at some of the other final numbers, I thought HB had another nice outing. When they need some buckets, get to the free throw line, be aggressive. He did that. And again, after a slow start, he's starting to put some nice things together. He gives you 16 tonight. He gets to the free throw line 8 times, makes 7 of 8. Encouraging.
Yeah, 8 rebounds. You know, he's someone that you can depend on to get those boards. He's been super aggressive as of late on the glass. And that's just something else that the Kings need. I love that guys are willing to do so much more on the floor. And they're not just looking for theirs on the offensive end. They're going, okay, what else can I do? How else can I be efficient out here on the floor? Because they understand that that is the only way they're going to get their minutes, right? It's not about being the guy scoring the most points. It's not about hitting every single open 3 when you're in the corner. Because if you're not hitting that, what else can you accomplish to get the game going, for the entire squad?
You know who we have not talked about enough tonight?
Who?
The guy.
Who?
The guy who's going to have a legit chance at an all-star berth this year. Although this competition is stiff.
Let's do it.
De'Aaron Fox.
All the love.
28 points for him in this game. He missed 4 shots, 11 of 15. He was 2 of 3 from 3. He made all 4 of his free throws.
Mm-hmm.
He also had 8 assists, and he did not turn the ball over tonight.
Dude, it's just the way that he is playing a complete game at times. Even in his, I forget what game it was when he didn't have every single stat line filled up, but other guys were stepping up. It's still his presence on the floor seems like so much more of a threat on both ends of the floor than it has been his entire career. It is so exciting to see not only his shot in the mid-range game, and I will share Will Z's stat when I find it because his mid-range numbers are pretty insane, but it's also the way that he knows how to just go downhill and attack and create so much chaos in the paint that teams are having to pay so much more attention to him on the offensive end.
I'm looking at Will Z stats, too, to scroll through and see if there's anything. Here we go. Will Z has this stat. Fox has really upped his mid-range production lately during the 4-game winning streak. This is coming in tonight. He's shooting 58% from mid-range, 3 of 3 tonight. Just a lethal combo with finishing skills at the rim. The other interesting stat he had is Sabonis and the free throws. That was a concern a bit. Sabonis has made 36 of his last 40.
Wow.
That's 90%. Shout out to the big fella who also tonight hit a 3. All of a sudden, Sabonis is hitting some 3s.
Dude, you guys, when things are going well, just everything falls together. So again, when things aren't going to go well, how will this team respond? How will individuals respond with their own play, but also how will they respond as an entire team? You're seeing some depth. You're seeing guys being able to step up off the bench. Some good stuff.
Yeah, Luke in the chat brings up a great one. He says, loved when Davion was clamping up and he yelled at De'Aaron to pick up as well, and De'Aaron forced a turnover. Someone else mentioned, I love that moment too. That was their favorite moment of the game. So, yeah, CJ mentioned that. No, it's great vibes right now. And you look at just specifically this game and this stretch too. They got together. And De'Aaron's, his confidence is, he is so in control.
Yeah.
Like, shooting threes with confidence, getting to his mid-range shot. That turnaround jumper he's got in the mid-range is nasty.
In every way in life, it's crazy when you're at a job and you have the right leadership around you, whether it's positive vibes, whether it's someone knows how to communicate with you the right way.
Are we to the point of the podcast where we slobber over Mike Brown for 10 minutes?
Wait, is that the
11:03?
It is. Okay, yes.
Right.
Gosh, we're almost
all right,
late
guys,
on this.
Here we go.
Okay, so Mike Brown is the best thing to ever happen to everyone in Sacramento. Kind of true. But I truly believe, like, whenever we do talk about De'Aaron Fox's success right now, absolutely, it's all the hard work he's been putting in, all the changes he's been making with everything in his life. But it's also like the way that you have a solid leader and manager to lead a group and to be that guy to help and communicate to a group. And it's the right guy. That's what's happening with Mike Brown. And I think he deserves that love. And I don't think I've ever given this much love to a coach in the NBA unless it's been truly like a culture, right? Ty Lue and the way that he's makes his in-game adjustments as a coach, or Eric Spoelstra and what he could get out of guys. Greg Popovich, same thing, right? Steve Kerr, the greats. But with Mike Brown, you're just seeing some great stuff coming out of him.
I feel like I'm going to end up repeating myself when I talk about Mike Brown so much, but it's just such a significant. They were faced with a big decision. And if you believe it was close, I don't know how close it was, but if it really got down to Mark Jackson and Mike Brown, wow.
And all the people and all the people that still talk about Mark Jackson, and it's like, why didn't you? And it's like, why didn't all these other teams?
Yeah.
But no,
my point to that is Mike got a rap like, oh, he doesn't coach offense. And I always push back on when some people try to label coaches a certain way, because the best coaches adapt to how the game's played today.
Yeah.
They evolve with the pieces on their team. Like Michael Malone got a rap in Sacramento. Oh, he's a defensive-minded coach. It's like, well, he doesn't have a ton of shooting here, and he's got like a big guy in DeMarcus. Yeah. Like, they're going to play a little different style. They're not going to run up and down the floor. The best coaches can evolve with the talent on their roster, and they got to change, right? Greg Popovich is a great example of that. He was on some ugly-ass Spurs teams that would grind you out. And then he was part of some of the sexiest offensive teams with the San Antonio Spurs when they went to those back-to-back finals against Miami, winning one. Brown has evolved. He was a young coach then. And I think, to his credit, he went to Golden State with an open mind, and being around those guys and seeing how they operated, taking the good, but also taking the bad. I think the best people in your situation take good, but learn from the mistakes. Learn from your own mistakes. Look in the mirror. He looked in the mirror. He had a chance to become the Clippers head coach at one point. He interviewed for that job. They ended up giving it to Ty Lue. Ty Lue's an amazing coach. He waited a long time to get this next opportunity, but it was almost like the perfect thing. And I think his ability to connect with players on a deep level, but also hold them accountable. He's a player's coach, in my opinion, but he gets in the guys. And look, everyone has to be on board for it to work. But to me, it starts with players around the league, especially guys who have been around a bit. They've been coached by a lot of players, or they have seen how other coaches operate. They could smell a fraud. You could smell like, do I really trust this guy? Is this guy believable? Does he know his stuff?
And that's in every walk of life. Yeah.
So you have to have your shit together. Mike Brown has it. He has the respect because he's won at a high level in the NBA when he's had the opportunity. Mm-hmm. He's won championships with the Warriors. He puts guys in a position to succeed. And the evidence is there. You follow this, we can have success. And that's why the Kings, to me, are having success. The players have completely bought into him. And you mentioned this multiple times. I'm saying it too. we can talk about Huerter. We can talk about Monk. We can talk about Fox's jump. We can talk about drafting Keegan Murray or even the trade for Sabonis. The biggest move that they made was hiring Mike Brown. And the staff he has put together. It's been tremendous. And
that's why when we talk about De'Aaron Fox and what he's been able to accomplish, it also has to do with Mike Brown and his coaching staff putting him in the best position possible to capitalize on his skill set at such a different level that other coaches weren't getting out of him. And that's talking about both ends of the floor. And that's why so many great things are happening. I just know it's fun watching fun basketball, but it's even more fun watching smart, fun basketball, right? You're high IQ players, but also players that you're seeing learning from a great coaching staff how to play basketball the right way.
Turn the fucking Jets on! Turn the fucking Jets on!
Let's give some love to everyone watching us live late on the Thursday night as we creep closer to a Friday morning. Shout out to everyone here on YouTube. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. Get that to like 500, please. Let's get that going. Also, make sure you subscribe. We also, Morgan, need to give some super chat love right here, right now. Shout out to Joshua. He donated $5. Sacramento King donates $5 and says, Fox and Monk took the game over. Mike Brown is coaching his tail off. Yeah, he absolutely is. And he's pushing all the right buttons right now. Bad News Sour Grapes donated $2. Saying,
thanks,
ready
guys.
for Bagley, LOL. Should be fun on Sunday.
Hey, it's the revenge game. Be ready for it.
What's the bigger subplot going into the Pistons game?
Oh.
Marvin Bagley returning to Sacramento. Jaden Ivey playing in Sacramento.
I'm going to go, people get the hell over the Marvin Bagley stuff. I think Jaden Ivey, if anything, would be the bigger thing, especially seeing Keegan, what's happening to him lately with everything going on with sickness, his family, and then the back. It's tough to see. And there's still people who will make those comments because they don't believe in the product that they are seeing with the Sacramento Kings. So you'll see that with Jaden Ivey. But at the same time, it's just lock him down, change his game up.
And as far as Bagley goes, one, he will get some boos. Like, there's no doubt about it. And unfortunately, boos overpower cheers all the time. Morgan, when he gets booed on Sunday, it's not just booing him, I think. I think it's just booing everything that came with drafting him number 2.
Good.
Because, I mean, what did Bagley personally do?
Right.
I mean, some would say, well, his dad said some things and he didn't say something
him.
back publicly. The worst thing he probably did during his time in Sacramento happened about a year and 8 days ago.
What?
And that was when he was asked to check into a game and he said no.
Oh, God, was that really that a year and 8 days ago?
November 10th.
Oh, my God.
7 days ago.
Who are you?
I didn't.
Weirdo.
I was looking it up the other day and I saw it. I was like, wow, that was like a year ago.
This guy.
You know what I mean? Like, that was probably the worst. But it's like, you have to think about this. It's the frustration that they drafted him to. He didn't live up to expectations. He was hurt a lot. His dad popped off a lot.
Right.
A ton. The Luka thing. Vlade.
It's everything.
It's letting it out. It's a frustration thing that they're letting out.
And
I
that's
don't like
fine.
it, but it is what it is.
Because, I just don't like it because, just getting to know him over the years, he's a good guy. And I get it. But he also didn't threaten anyone to draft him. He didn't want this to be his story in the NBA. Like, you work your ass off to live your dream and get in the NBA, and then that's his identity. Yeah. It sucks. And that's why it's good that he's on his new journey with the Detroit Pistons. And I obviously wish him the best. But yeah, you're going to hear those boos on Sunday.
He was in the starting lineup in their last game.
But last game, there was a game tonight against the Clippers. They were pretty close in the fourth quarter. It was starting to end during the Okay.
They lost to the Clippers tonight. Bagley played 22 minutes, 4 points, 1 of 5, 8 rebounds. He had 3 fouls. So hopefully everything's okay. I didn't know if he went down in that game.
Ooh.
Kind of weird minutes for him in the starting lineup, but.
And obviously no Cade. He's dealing with an injury, but who knows if that means he'll be back on Sunday.
Yeah.
And if he's back, that's another guy that can get crafty. You're going to have to shut him down.
Stop trying to. You're not going to sell me on being worried about that game.
Well,
No.
we talk about these games in the NBA, and
it is the NBA, and anything can happen.
Yeah.
You win that game, take care of business. Take care of business and buckle up for the road trip. Let's get to a couple more super chats. Shout out to Peyton, who donated $2 saying, "Sweet Beams, San Antonio." I like it. Sweet Beams. Marley donates $2. If you beam it, they will come. Shout out to Adrian, who also donated, and Donovan, who donated $5, and Kenneth, who donated another 50 memberships.
Thanks,
and shout out
Kenneth.
to Christian, Nick, Skybear, Lemon, Nicholas, Benjamin, all new subscribers to our YouTube channel.
You
Appreciate
guys,
all the love out there.
Thanks. All the support. It all means so much. Wow.
No, it's awesome. Yeah, this offense right now is obviously crushing it. And even if they don't keep up this crazy pace, I mean, they're averaging 130 a game during this stretch. It's pretty absurd. I think they're going to be a really good offensive team. Like everyone talks about, Huerter's number is going to dip. They will. Like, he's not going to shoot 50+% from three this year. But would you be surprised if he was a 40% three-point shooter? No, and 40% is great.
It is. And you know what else is great? When there's multiple threats out there, right? Because then, you're going to see teams do their homework, understand who they got to stay on, who's the biggest threat. Boom, let's do that. They're going to make adjustments as well. There's some really good teams in this league. But when there's nights that other guys can step up and they can't plan for those guys, and it's like, okay, who do we defend at this point? That's going to be the exciting time. And I think this Kings roster is now starting to show more and more with these wins that the depth is there. And whenever I say this is a good team and the depth is there, I'm not saying that this is where they go to the playoffs. You got to make your tweaks. You're still lacking so many things that need to be adjusted on this roster, but it's easier said than done.
You said so many things. I don't think they're lacking so many things. I mean, I think
rim protection is big, right?
Yeah, and
let's say like depth at the wing position.
Okay. I just think, I mean, I think there's some subtle tweaks they can make down the stretch, but also I want to see more of this team together. So many people, it's crazy. Just like how many games in the season now? It's 14 games in. The Kings are 8-6, and you're seeing all these trade ideas left and right. It's like, I just want to see this group together for a minute. Let it brew.
Yeah.
Things can change and evolve.
I'm with you because I think we're so worried about who can play. If you're going to get rim protection, who can play with Domantas Sabonis, right? Because you want to be able to have these guys in at the same time, but at the same time, Sabonis is his own identity as a center. You're not going to move his position and make him a 4.
Yeah, because he can't defend a 4.
Right.
I mean, that's what it
Right.
That's what it comes down to. And I think he's a 5. Finding a 4 that gives you kind of what you need, which is probably a guy that could shoot a 3, can be a decent defender, block a shot. I know a name that has come up in our Discord. Everyone, by the way, you should probably go to our Discord if Twitter dies. Is Twitter really going to die? That's what I've been seeing. I don't know.
Okay.
I hope not.
So weird.
One interesting name, it's not like some massive name, though, is Robert Covington from the Clippers. And that would be a guy that I think you can plug in. He can help you, right? It's just, some people have brought up like backup 5s, and it's like, the backup 5 to me is not going to play substantial enough minutes to justify giving up a ton for. Like I've seen some Jakob Poeltl ideas. I'm like, you're going to trade for Jakob Poeltl's a really good center. In this
really
league.
good center.
You're going to play him 15 minutes a night. You can't really play him with Sabonis. Now, if Sabonis starts hitting threes, that maybe you can get away with this sometimes. But defensively, that's where the challenge is against these athletic 4s.
Yeah, it's just the tweaks that need to be made. Like you said, it's you're going to see them more as they start playing some of these teams with mismatches and we're confused where that rim protection is or what or who you go to. What?
I mean, I still maintain that maybe Keegan can't get there this year to what you think you need to, but like
that's fair too.
I think Keegan could be that 4 for you.
That's fair too.
I mean, he's athletic enough. He's shown some shot blocking ability this year. I think he's a smart enough defensive player. He still makes kind of rookie mistakes that you expect, but I think he has shown some flashes that you go, oh, I could see that.
And the only reason why I bring up any of this now, because this isn't even something that was we could analyze in the last couple of years. It was more like break down the whole team. You got to fix so many things. But with this, it's more exciting to think about, okay, where can they build next? Like, what can they do to grow, to be that better team in the Western Conference to get into the playoffs? And that's just why we're bringing up some of these examples.
If you want to chat with us tonight on the voice chat, you can hop in our Discord. As always, I'll drop the link in the chat right now. You can also join us on Twitter Spaces. Just follow @Deuce Mason. You can hop in and request a chat as well as we reflect on this Kings win. De'Aaron Fox also talked on Kings TV tonight. Here's what he had to say after another Kings win.
His response coming off that big win 2 nights ago.
I think coming into it, this is kind of one of those games, they're a younger team, not really having expectations to win. And this is the game that you say we're supposed to win. And I think we came out, and I think we hit first. Obviously, that team is coached by one of the greatest coaches to ever coach, honestly, any sport. So you know that they were going to come in, they were going to be ready, they were going to play hard. So for us to come out and win the way that we did, I think is an extreme positive.
Love what he just said. It is a game they're supposed to win. You're at home. You got to show up in a big way. And they came out strong, dealt with a little punchback. Spurs they're one of the youngest teams in the league. It's the youngest team that Popovich has ever coached.
Damn.
They have major issues, especially being one of the worst defensive teams in the league. Missing Keldon Johnson, guy who's averaging like 23 a game. He's been a nice bright spot for them. But they have talent, and they're well coached, so they're going to bring it and make it interesting. The Kings did a good job down the stretch.
It's like Mike Brown said before the game. He's like, everything they do, they do it with passion, and they do it. They set hard screens. They cut hard. They get up on guys, and it's a different style of play because they have to buy into what Greg Popovich wants them to do, and they stay disciplined. So even if they have individuals that aren't the best in the league, they still know how to go hard at guys.
We also talked about Davion Mitchell's defense earlier. Here's what Mike Brown had to say about Davion's defense against the Spurs.
But I tell you what, the game changed because of Davion. His defense, especially down the stretch, in that second half, it's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I've been in the league 31 years, I think now, and there's only 2 players that I can think of that when they pick up full court, nobody wants to dribble up against them. Obviously, we saw that from Davion tonight, and then GP2, Gary Payton II. Same thing, when he's on the floor and he's picking up full court.
That's some high praise.
It is. And it's true. The defense that Davion was playing tonight was absolutely game-changing at times. And the energy that it gave to an entire arena is just fantastic. The appreciation for his defense is so real in this town.
Shout out to everyone watching us live. I put a poll question. The Kings have won 5 straight. Do you believe? 77% of people said yes, this year is different.
Okay.
20% said feeling good, but not there yet. 3% say nope, long way to go.
That 3% has been there consistently.
It's a 3%. It's so cute.
I'm
it's
just
so
telling
cute.
you.
You'll
it's
never
been there.
believe. Yeah, I mean, it's a long year. This team is going to go through bumps, and that's okay. You just have to get through it. And I think why I'm most encouraged, and I think I said this last night, chap, is they took a punch early in the season, being 0-4. Then they took punches in games, and they handled it. Guys have gone through ups and downs, and they've gone through it. Sabonis couldn't make a free throw. Barnes couldn't make a free throw. These guys are improving. Fox has taken a step. Fox is, I think, mentally in the best spot he has been in years.
Ever in the NBA.
I think we were dead on with how we were feeling about him last year, where we're like, God, what's going on, man? And was it the frustration of the roster not improving like he wanted it to, right? It's like, hey, they drafted Halliburton, and then they draft Davion. It's like, wait, draft more point guards. It's like when Aaron Rodgers and they draft Jordan Love. Love, backup quarterback. I need some weapons. Get another my backup. I'm in my prime, and I think it took De'Aaron a while to get out of that. Then they make the Sabonis trade, and it's that Sabonis trade with Halliburton is going to be one we analyze for years to come.
Sure,
There's people on social media who analyze it every time Tyrese hops on the floor. It's going to be even crazier at the end of this month when Tyrese Halliburton comes to town. But trading him for Sabonis, you not only got Sabonis, you have unlocked the potential of De'Aaron Fox. You've been able to make other moves around him. So, everyone wants to know, hey, who won the trade? Blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, if Indiana wins 6 championships, I think we know who won it. But if both teams are competitive, like Halliburton's going to be a good player in this league. But if Fox takes a step into an all-star and Sabonis is at that level and the Kings are winning, could be great for both teams. I know that's not popular to say.
No, and that's the thing, though. Sometimes everything isn't just black or white, right? Yeah. Especially in sports where you can analyze a trade for sure the individuals, but also how does it elevate an entire team, an entire roster? And I think that's what you're seeing with the Sacramento Kings right now.
I'm probably right in the chat. Says Off Night is the only player that consistently can stay in front of his man. I mean, he's really good at that. Devin says Kings are getting the 4th seed. Oh, don't. That would be too exciting. You can't even tease me with that at this point.
Are you even teased? I'm not even teased with that.
Mike says the game has slowed down so much for Fox. It's deadly now.
Yes.
Are you seeing that?
Yes, I will. No, exactly. That's a great way to break it down. That's exactly it. It's how he sees things before they happen. For example, there was even a play where he saw that, okay, I'm getting the ball out of bounds or wherever it was, and all the Spurs players are back on their heels, not even turned around. He chucked it down to Chimezie Metu for an easy 2. He's just seeing shit really quick at a high level. It is so fun to see your star player doing that.
We'll get more of the chat. I want to hop in Discord for a second, check in with one of our loyal Discord people, one of the OGs who is probably one of the most active people in our Discord.
Yeah.
Throwing out trade ideas left and right. Sometimes I feel like he doesn't enjoy it.
Aww.
But you know what? Other times I know he does because he's locked in. He's the one and only Sacramento Dave. What's up, Dave?
Hey, what's going on? It's late.
Dude,
sure.
I am so proud of you for staying up late because you don't usually stay up late for night chats.
I usually don't, but this is a good win.
Oh, what did you like about it?
Well, the most important thing for this win to me was like most people were pretty frustrated in the middle of the game. They're like, oh man, San Antonio really shouldn't be hanging with the Kings. But I'm like, it's going to go one of 2 ways. Either the Kings are good and they close out like a good team would, which happens to the Kings every year before this one, where, we'd be in the game. Oh, it's real close in the 4th. We're real excited. And then, we're down 15 in 2 minutes. That's kind of what the Kings did to the Spurs tonight. So it's a feel-good game there.
Yeah.
It really is. Your expectations, have they changed at all for this team now during the stretch, or are you still kind of those in that cautiously optimistic category?
For me, I'd say, I'm pretty cautiously optimistic. The Kings have won 5 straight. And they're going to work on 6 here versus the Pistons. They're kind of at a favorable schedule here, which is really good because they had an 0-4 start. And the fact that they came back from that is really impressive to me, so quickly. They all kind of believed in the team. And Fox has just been plugged into the matrix. It's been so easy for him to just change games. And so I didn't really expect that because Fox has never really been that guy.
Yeah.
That would change a game. He kind of just was a really good volume player. He put up points and stuff, but the team wasn't that much better when he was on the floor compared to most other superstars. But now the team's actually better when he's on the floor significantly. And so that's kind of a big step in the direction. And the fact that the Kings got 3 of the top 10 best spot up shooters in the league, from last year. So Barnes was one of them from last year. Then they got Huerter and Monk, who were two more of the top 10 guys. And they had Keegan Murray. And then Domas and Fox are drawing so much attention that these guys are just getting open shots all game. Like the Nets couldn't contest a single three all last game. Like they didn't even close. Like the Kings were just shooting open threes. They couldn't close on anyone because they had to worry about Fox and Demonis like the whole game. They just couldn't close a single three. And then when they're down by 30, they just like stopped trying to close on threes.
Yeah, having some serious threats is pretty amazing. But just going back to what you even said about De'Aaron Fox, it's like you said, the jump he took with his growth in every single aspect of his game this season is pretty wild. I think I was saying it the other night when I was like, yeah, I was expecting it maybe with the way his vision or his playmaking ability, maybe his defense was going to take a little step up. You're truly seeing it in every aspect of his game, and that is making the entire team that much better as well. And I mean, could he become like a most improved player of the year candidate?
Yeah, it's going to be crazy, I think, this year because there's a lot of guys I think are taking jumps. I mean, you look at what Shai Gilgeous-Alexander's doing. And by the way, Dave here is one of the biggest SGA fans out there. But watching him last night and that Wizards game,
the big shot,
calmly just burying that three. He's been great in all categories. Yep. Defensively, he's locked in. OKC's been really competitive. I mean, he's probably
he's
gonna be
an
All-Star.
MVP candidate, though.
Well, yeah, they don't win enough, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, I think Fox is going to have a chance if he keeps playing like this for sure.
Yeah, and obviously Fox will have a chance at All-Star. It's really tough in the West to be an All-Star guard. I mean, he's competing with guys like, Dame and Doncic and,
SGA, Steph. They're going to be in the mix.
So many people.
CJ McCollum's been really good this year.
Devin Booker, you know. So it's really tough to make All-Star as a guard in the West. I mean, he can still play at an All-Star level and not make the team, which is completely normal.
Yeah.
But I would say that because Dame missed the team how many times?
John Morant, there's someone else in the chat.
Ja too.
Yeah,
he's like playing at MVP level. And so as far as Fox's All-Star bid or Domas's All-Star bid, that is not so much. That's an award that they'll get if they win a lot.
Yeah.
So if the team's like way above 500, then one of them will be an All-Star.
I agree. I completely agree.
And for me, the biggest thing where the team could sustain the success is that you have a couple guys, some of the younger guys who are just not playing their best right now, who could really improve. And that's Davion and Keegan Murray.
Yep.
And we've seen a lot more from Keegan Murray. And he hasn't been great to start the season. I mean, obviously he's got a lot going on. And if Kevin Huerter drops off, which he's not going to shoot 52% from three the whole season, and we still have Keegan Murray there, who's, in my opinion, is definitely going to get better. And Davion's been really struggling to fill his new role, and tonight we just saw him be off night. He hasn't been off night. Like
I feel like with him,
boring.
he's the type. Morgan, I don't know what you think about this. And Dave, thanks for checking in, dude. We're gonna get some
no
other
problem.
review. Appreciate you being here.
Thanks, Dave.
Davion really is the type that needs minutes.
We talked about this.
It's hard for
Yeah.
him to play in these like tight 4-minute chunks. He wants to get out and stretch his legs
Yep.
a little bit. I think when he gets extended run, that's when he's like, I'm feeling myself. I feel like I'm in a rhythm. So I think that has been an adjustment for him. But the way you stay on the floor consistently is play like you did tonight. Get in the guys.
Be that impact, that game changer in that role. And I think he understands that. I know he understands that. But I also believe that that's when everything else will just keep coming to him, especially on the offensive end. You're seeing he's got some mad handles, right? And now he's just got to find a way to keep being efficient with those handles. Are you really even a threat at times? Well, become that threat a little bit more in those minutes that you're playing, because that's how you'll stay out there on the floor.
Couple of shout outs tonight.
Yeah.
One, Keon Ellis was warming up
Oh my
tonight in
God.
Stockton, gets a call late. Hey, get up to Sacramento. He gets up to Sacramento. Get some NBA run tonight. I know it was only the final minute of the game, but whatever. The guy was warming up to play a G League game, gets called up to go play in Sacramento. And then Chima Moneke, who was assigned to Stockton, he got called back today. He scored his first NBA bucket. And
So cool. And did you see who the assist was from? KZ Okpala with just a sexy-ass pass to Chima. I'm so happy for them.
those are the cool moments. And for someone like Chima, who has been, trying to get to the league, that's a big deal. It's really cool for him. I'm really happy for Chima Moneke, who gets to the league. He's been grinding and scores your first bucket, and it's in a win.
Yeah. I mean, dreams just coming true for some younger guys, for guys that have been grinding, and they deserve it. And the Kings roster did a great job of getting them there so they could get and see those minutes.
Wait, shout out to Ray-Bans, to Jason, to Steven, and those guys subscribed. And then you got Kenneth, who just super chatted $50. He says, I'm a 3%er. I'm in the 3%. Nope, long way to go. Nice adjustment after an 0-4 start, but these are the Kings, so until I see it, they can't hurt me.
Damn, Kenneth. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know. Now I know who's voting in that 3% every time.
Also tonight, because I feel like, it's a celebration a bit tonight. The Kings have won 5 in a row. On our website, deuceandmo.com, if you click on merch, you could see all of our merch. We got new merch. We got a ton of stuff, including the shirt I'm wearing right now and our new logo, Night Chat shirts. Tonight through the weekend. Guess what, Morgan?
What?
Use promo code BEAM, like light the beam, all caps BEAM. You get 20% off tonight through the next day till the next game. We've got zip-ups. We got Night Chat shirts and hoodies, the new Deuce and Mo logo hoodies, variations of it, our alternate Shield Deuce and Mo logo. We got the Deuce and Mo Tower Records. We got some old school stuff. We got the Deuce and Mo NWO style. We've got beer glasses, stickers, mugs. We got it all. It's all at deuceandmo.com. 20% off tonight. Use promo code BEAM. Do you know how to spell that? BEAM. Beam.
Like light beam. But also, everyone, my family already knows because they watch Night Chat, but I bought everyone Do Some Mo gear for Christmas. So you're welcome.
We are in the process, the early stages of discussing some Beam-related merch.
Absolutely. I mean, how
we don't
want to
rush it. We don't want to rush it. We don't have a full-time designer on our team. Morgan's sister is an awesome designer, but she also has 800 other projects and a full-time job.
Correct.
So it's like, hey, can you do this for us? It's, she got a lot going on.
Yeah,
She's done all of our stuff. The only thing she hasn't done is the Tower Records one.
That
which
was
I
all
did.
Deuce.
Yeah. But all of the logos she's done amazing. Well,
Yeah.
except the Deuce and Mo NWO one. That was Tim.
Oh, yeah, dude. Tim, artist
awesome.
behind us, all the
Yep.
paintings behind us. Amazing.
Yeah, so just go to deuceandmo.com, click on merch. Morgan, next up, the Kings play the Pistons. We kind of hit on the game.
Yeah.
They got to win that game, right? It's a weird 3 o'clock start time. They hit the road after that. They go at Memphis, at Atlanta, at Boston for a 3-game trip before coming home for the Suns and Pacers.
So you're hitting the road.
Yeah.
Things are going to get a little tougher.
Some tough teams.
You want to end your little home stretch nice and neat.
Yes,
right?
yes,
Get a
yes.
good win against the Pistons, and then when you hit the road, tough times ahead. Adversity is going to hit. What's Keegan going to look like when he comes back from his back? All those little things. So I'm just hoping that the Kings can remain confident in their play like they're doing right now.
Yeah, just hang around 500. That's the goal. Just hang around 500. Keep it interesting. Let's check in tonight with a person I gave the longest intro in history to.
Are you sure you want to do it right
Yeah,
now?
because I'm that confident he is
Okay.
here. Last time I pumped him up as this basketball genius. He's 16 years old. He just got his driver's license. He's feeling good. He's going to be driving down to Golden One Center to look at the beam one of these nights as he drives himself to a Kings game for the first time. He's a future NBA general manager, and last night, Chad, I did this long setup, and he was asleep. Nighty-night. Welcome to the show, Praneel. What's up, Praneel?
What's up? I'm awake this time. I promise I'm awake this time.
I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I'm ready for you to drop your basketball wisdom on us tonight. How are you feeling after the Kings have won 5 in a row and 8 of their last 10?
I'm feeling great. Last time after we blew the Nets out by 32, I got damn sleepy and I had like my phone out and I was gonna join in, but then I just never joined in because I was fast asleep. But like, yeah, I'm starting to get like grandma nighttime. So, luckily I have a calc test tomorrow, so I'm up studying and I can't sleep. So I'm like, you know what? Let's take a break because I'm like churning out differentiation problems now because it's differentiation now. But yeah, we're still doing calc, but we're still awake at least.
That's good. I'm glad you're awake. How's it feel to have your driver's license, by the way?
It's great. I mean, I talked about this in like the spaces, but like I get to like just hang out with my friends whenever I want. I just tell my dad, "Yo, dad, I'm gonna go hang out with friends." And then like I actually volunteer at our local middle school for like debate. I coach debate, and like the other day I literally went by myself to coach, and then I was like talking to one of the kids about something. I was like telling them, dropping some debate knowledge on them, and then I literally just got in my car and left. It was kind of cool because like normally I have to wait for my dad to come pick me up. And I'd have to sit around the middle school just waiting for my dad to pick me up. But this time I just got to leave whenever I wanted to. So it was kind of cool.
Hell yeah, man. That's awesome.
That's really cool.
Can you give us one public speaking or debate tip for people?
I guess this is like the easiest thing. It's just that if you are scared of like speaking in front of like a crowd, look in the center. Just look right in the center. Look like find some place on the opposing wall and just look right there. And it'll look like you're looking around, but in reality, you're just looking straight ahead. And that way people will never realize that, wow, you're scared when you're just looking forward. It's like, if you're scared to see people in the eye, just look forward. It's the easiest way to do it.
Yep. No, that's such a simple one. And I'm honestly, it's not that I'm like scared of public speaking, but sometimes I get nervous when I know people are watching me and
you host pre and post game, and your NBC ratings are the highest they've been in like 15 years.
Hey, I like that. No, but I'm serious. You guys, there's the WebEx hits that I have to do at the NBC studios. Everyone in the studio is kind of watching you and they're live. I get really nervous, so then I do need to start just staring ahead and pretend that no one else is in there. So thanks, Praneel.
I thrive off a crowd.
I know you do.
Here's the thing. If I'm talking to Mike and I can't hear myself, like there have been times where like I've been doing a show, like whatever, radio or what, and I'm like, I can't really hear myself. I lose confidence. I have to hear my voice.
Yeah.
It's weird.
You just love your voice. Anyway,
enough
Praneel.
about that. Appreciate the advice. Praneel, what's jumping out to you right now during this hot stretch for the Kings?
I mean, I think everyone's talked about this, but like Davion looked amazing. It was beautiful. And then one thing I really liked was the lineups Mike Brown threw out. I mean, we had no Keegan, so you had less forward depth, and KZ Okpala has been a little bit in the doghouse, and that's fine. That's okay. So what did Mike Brown do? He threw out 3 guards. And then obviously the Spurs team is a team that lacks guards, especially with no Malachi Branham, who's, I think we have Mr. Showtime, who's a big Malachi Branham guy in our Discord. But yeah, no Malachi Branham, no Blake Wesley, who's another one of my guys. I love Blake Wesley a lot. And then they had a ton of weird guards. Jordan Hall, who I literally had not heard of until today, was playing big time minutes. Trey Jones was their only actual point guard, if you're talking like positional wise. And they had Sohan, who I love a lot too. Sohan looked great, by the way.
Man.
But Sohan was running point guard. And I mean, Sohan, for all the love I give him about his passing and his developing like just ability as like a young player, is not a point guard. Let's face it. He can play point guard in stretches, but like if he's your backup point guard, you're not going to win games. And Mike Brown took advantage of that, where he threw a bunch of guards out, and that flustered Sohan because Sohan's not used to being defended by guys like Davion Mitchell who are hounding him at the ball, or like guys like De'Aaron Fox who are hounding him when he has the ball. And then on offense, what happened was we would get the ball and we just run in transition, and they could not keep up with us towards the end of the game because they didn't have point guards. And then also De'Aaron Fox put Trey Jones in the blender like 18 times. He'd like get the ball and like he'd get the ball in like the mid post, he'd back him up and then just fade away and hit like a shot in his face. It was like beautiful. And Fox was ridiculously efficient too. So it was really, really nice.
I think that's the other thing that has to be talked about more. You know, I mentioned this over the last 5 games that they're 6th in pace and all the high scoring numbers. They have been so committed to pushing the ball. And it's not easy to do. And obviously with Fox, he's capable of pushing the ball. But man, I think they tire some of these teams out with not only the way they push, but the way they move the ball. How many times this year have we seen them make like 6 extra passes.
You guys,
the ball movement's gorgeous.
They're playing so under control, even with pushing the pace. And I think sometimes what you see is guys try to play fast and then chaos starts to be created. And instead, for this King squad, they're playing under control and running their lanes with discipline, even in transition.
I think something that's really interesting is like whenever the Kings, normally whenever you're up in a game, you're told to slow down the pace. You're told to milk the clock, right? This is something that I've been taught throughout my entire life playing AAU basketball. It's like you're supposed to slow down the game. You're up by 10 with 4 minutes to go, you slow down the game. But the Kings do the exact opposite. It's really cool to see because what we do is we start going faster. We pick up the pace. We literally go down the other team's throats. And I was talking to my dad last night because he was actually watching a game, which shocked me because it was on TNT. But like in the Nets game, we were like up by like 20. And my dad was like, slow down the pace. We're up, slow down the pace. And I was telling him the exact opposite. What this team is good at is running and going fast. If you run and go fast, the other team won't know what hit them. We'll be up by like, it'll be like a 5-point game before you know it, 40-point game. It's out of reach. And like the way this team sets them apart is that we can lull around. We can be patient. We can like stick around in games. But like when you hit that stretch, when you hit that 20-point lead, whenever like in the Spurs game, actually, we were like tied, I think somewhere in the fourth. We went on that run. Boom, 20-point lead. They don't know what happened. We win the game.
Yep.
Those type of runs, those type of like, this team can just go out and start running and the other team can't get back in transition and you just win the game based off of that. And like that transition ability, that passing ability, that ball movement that we see offensively really coming to shape is what sets this team apart. It's because you can just go really, really fast and the other team can't really stop that.
And how crazy, you guys, that this is just the beginning of the season and where the potential of where it can grow. It's so fun.
Yeah, and the Fox shooting numbers, I know they'll probably drop a little bit.
Okay.
He's shooting 55% from the field right now. That's obviously a career high. He's shooting 37.5% from 3 on 5 attempts a game. That's the highest percentage he has had since his second year in the NBA. So it is a career high too. He's shooting 82% from the free throw line. My only pet peeve with Fox so far has been just like, and it's not even his fault some of the time, I just want him to get to the line more. He's taking just under 5 attempts per game, 6.4 assists, nearly 5 rebounds. And that 5 rebound number is a career high too. He is playing some exceptional basketball right now, finishing at the rim. The mid-range game is elite. We saw that last year too, but now it's like, it's the complete package. When you can do it at all 3 levels, and then even defensively, he's picked up that
crashing the boards,
dude. Yeah, it's been fantastic. And also with like Praneel's talking about with the pace, it's like they get out and go. It's not just De'Aaron. It's like whoever gets the rebound, let's get it. Sabonis is so good. Sometimes he brings up the ball. It's getting it up the floor as fast as you can.
And sorry, one more thing, Praneel, too, because I appreciate his rebounding ability because Steph Curry right now, he's the second leading rebounder on the Golden State Warriors, right? Like. I know. No, I know you say that, but at the same time, it's because he's a rebounding machine as well. Like he gets in there. He knows how to grab a board and attack the glass. And I just appreciate that when it comes from guards.
Yeah, I also laughed at last night. Draymond Green and Wiggins each had 2 rebounds in the game. Poole had 2. So good job,
Curry
boys.
had 9.
Good job. Damian Lee had more rebounds than like those guys combined. Yeah, Damian Lee had more rebounds combined than Poole, Green, and Wiggins.
Yeah, I was watching that Warriors game and it was like Curry had 50 and they were down by 16. Dude. And it's like I watched like for some weird amount of reason, I watch a lot of Warriors games when I have free time, and it's like that team's issues are not just like play being bad. It's like any single lineup that they throw out with their bench just doesn't make sense. Anthony Lamb, I literally don't know what he does on the basketball court outside of like be like a pseudo Draymond Green without the passing or defense. That's literally all he does. He's just like a space waster that sets screens. And like no offense to Anthony Lamb, but man, he just doesn't do what they need. And Moody, for some reason, the doghouse, when Moody can solve so many problems with like the ball handling issues on the second unit. Dante DiVincenzo is like the only actually plus defender on that second unit. James Wiseman is not playing good. Kuminga should be playing more, but they don't play him. It's like it's mind-boggling to me. And like
Yeah,
Michael Green, I thought would be good, and he's been bad too. The Warriors just don't look good, man.
No, they've struggled to find the balance of playing to win now and developing at the same time, and then you miss on draft picks. Like, I'm sorry, like Wiseman is a miss, and he could still turn it around. I'm not burying the guy, but he's headed to the G League. Like, this guy play 3 games in college, and he's been a non-factor in the NBA. And meanwhile, you liked Halliburton, you didn't take him. Ball was there, you could have taken him. Those are misses, right? And even with Kuminga and Moody, I think there was pressure from Lacob to like, hey, we drafted these guys, we got to play them, like, and we don't want to spend a whole bunch of money. Let's get them on rookie deals. And I think they thought those guys would be more ready now to contribute. And they're not. They're not. And I don't think they feel like they can be patient either. So they're stuck in this weird mode where it's like Steph is still at the height of his powers in so many ways.
Yeah.
Draymond's been dipping. Clay is clearly not the same guy.
Jordan Poole hasn't been consistent.
He's been so disappointing this year. And it's like, all right, well, it's turned into the Steph Curry show. And he's fun to watch. He still does amazing things, but they don't have much else.
Yeah, and like losing Otto and
Yeah.
GP
Yeah.
is so bad for that team. I mean, it's clear that Kerr wants to go to a defensive IQ guy off the bench, and then he's like, wait, where is that? I can't find it. And then he's stuck with playing Anthony Lamb.
That's what I was gonna say. And
he's
he's getting this intensity from Lamb, but like it's not your identity of basketball when you have you putting him next to Steph Curry, right?
He's not even the best Lamb out there. Jeremy's available. You know?
Okay.
Praneel, dude, good luck on the test, man. Thanks for checking in.
Yeah, for sure. All right, see you guys.
Bye, Praneel.
Also, shout out to 2K. He donates $2. Thank you, 2K. 2K. What did I say?
You said $2.
$2 times 5 is $10. Morgan, you interrupted me. 2K says, just got back from the game. One thing I took away is I love Davion. Stats don't jump out, but I love his defensive effort. Coming out from the beginning of the fourth and was clamping up. I love that guy. Also, shout out to the guy. I missed him. I should have mentioned it earlier. Guy watching us from Lithuania tonight. So whatever time it is in Lithuania, he's all fired up about the Kings and Sabonis, as you should be. Paul says, that kid knows his stuff. Yeah, Praneel does, man.
Praneel is the best. I love breaking down the game with him.
Lithuania media tells that you are still angry about the Halliburton Sabonis trade. Is this true, or are they telling lies? We're not. I don't think we've ever been angry, but no, I think some people are upset about it, but no. Aldrin wants to know, do some more serious question. Can we bring lightsabers to Golden One Center?
I
don't know. It's a great question.
Yeah,
we
can.
That's the noise in the background. Yeah.
There we go.
We should find out, though. Also, it's 10 a.m. in Lithuania. So,
cool. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Kings win. Can you see the light beam from there?
And also, thank you, Melissa, for the $2 donation.
Thanks, Melissa.
Give me a hell yeah.
Thank you, everyone. So cool, you guys.
Yeah, make sure to hit the thumbs up. Let's get the 500 thumbs up before we get out up here tonight. Rahul's been waiting a while.
Yeah, a while.
Rahul, are you there? Oops, hold on. Rahul. What's up, man?
Yes.
Hey, what's going on, man?
My voice is dead.
Your voice sounds fine.
Yeah. Oh, I was shouting a lot tonight. It was a lot of fun.
You know what's funny? It doesn't sound like you've been shouting at all, to be honest. Your voice sounds on 100% normal.
I think that's, you know how sometimes you shout aloud and you get that deep voice? Yeah. I think that's what's happening.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
So,
yeah. The energy in the building tonight, it sounded
different.
Loud.
It was good.
I think that the people in this town are feeling it. They're seeing a difference, and I think people are starting to believe a little bit.
Were you part of the light the beam chants that were going on toward the end of the game?
I'm convinced I started it, but
and what about one more?
We got on the Jumbotron a couple times, so that was fun.
Well, good for you for that. But another thing I was going to ask about with the energy in the building, could you feel the difference when Davion was upping guys and the entire crowd was just excited and getting into it?
Yeah, Kings fans like defense, and I think they haven't had it in a while, and it felt good. Everyone was into it.
I also think there is just the light the beam thing is so interesting because I think people want to go outside right after the game to see it turn on.
Wow.
And then like some people just want to stare at it. It's just it's one of the most simple things ever done by a team that is so unique and different. And the other thing that makes it so special, it's not just the fans who are in on it.
It's
like the players are engaged with that. They love it.
Yeah.
Mike Brown was asked about it after the game. Actually, I should try to find that clip. I think our buddy Matt George tweeted out a clip from ABC 10 talking about it. Here's what Mike Brown had to say about the beam.
Got to get a stronger beam so I can see it from my back porch. Whoever's idea it was, please give them a raise or at least 2 weeks off, one of the two, because it's freaking fantastic.
I love it. How do you not love that man?
I know.
Anyway, yeah, I think it's been really cool, Rahul.
Speaking of Mike Brown,
Oops, I turned you
something
down.
I noticed tonight.
Yeah.
What I loved is Terrence Davis. Well, it didn't start out great. I think he deserved the start.
Yeah.
Wasn't going well, and you see Mike Brown kind of yelling at him up and down the court. And at the end, they're talking at a timeout, and they shake hands. You know, it's so much respect for Mike Brown. And it might not be, I don't know, I'm going to say it. I think Mike Brown is Bruce Bochy-esque with the way he manages that bench.
Well, that's
You know
funny.
how-
It's funny. Actually, Bruce happens to be here tonight. We should. Bruce! Bruce, come in. Oh, yeah. Hey, Rahul. Yeah, you know, I like, Mike Brown. You can really coach him up. I mean, you know how he treats Foxy. Foxy and all his, TD. You just got to like what he does. How's that? Thank you, Bruce. Thanks. Bruce is out of here.
Thanks, Bruce. Thank you.
Thanks, Boch.
That was really nice.
What a legend.
Sounds just like
what
him.
a legend. I'm shocked that he's here at 11:54 at night.
Chris says terrible bit. Joe says it's perfect. Clint gives me a ... Well, you're not going to win them all. You
Oh, I
gotta
thought
keep-
he left.
No, I'm
Thought he
back.
was gone.
I like Deuce. Deuce, he's my guy. And, Kings, they light the mother effing beam. Anyway.
Okay. Anyway, Rahul. Well, appreciate your energy, and I'm so glad that you lost your voice tonight. And yeah, it's been a fun time. So thank you so much for joining us.
All right, look forward to seeing you on Sunday.
See
All
ya.
right, see ya, man. Thanks for checking in. We also have a Lakers fan checking in the chat saying that the Lakers are better, and it's kind of funny right now. It's like, it's cute.
That is funny. Why would you say that right now? Like, I would definitely not say that right now.
What is up, Ron? Welcome into Night Chat with Deuce and Mo. Ron, are you there? Oh, man. Ron's been waiting. I feel bad. Ron? Going once, going twice? So we'll try to go back to you. It wouldn't be a Night Chat if we didn't get to our guy, Morgan Reagan.
Gotta
I know
get to
you
our
saw
guy.
him tonight.
Of course I did.
Welcome him in. He is the one and only Nick, who's got a big smile because he witnessed in person another Kings win. Does that mean we get a Nick dance tonight, Nick?
Oh.
Get up! Get up! Give us a dance!
Yeah, Nick.
Shut up and dance with me.
Oh.
We didn't hear your plug. Yeah, you're not doing your phone right.
We'd like the beam.
Yeah, light the beam.
Light the beam.
Light the beam. Light the beam.
Light the laser.
How about why not? Light the beam. Why not?
Light the beam.
Okay.
There you go.
Why-
Okay.
Light the laser.
So, what do you think about the game tonight, man?
I felt it was pretty great tonight that we won the game. Hey, Detroit Pistons, you're next. You're next.
Nick, you got me hyped.
Well, so you're coaching the Kings. You're in the locker room. What are you saying to them about the Pistons?
Detroit Pistons lost tonight. They lost to the Clippers.
Yeah.
96-91. And do you know that Detroit is 3-13 right now?
Losers.
They are trash.
What?
Oh my God, Nick is feeling himself.
Yeah,
right
he
now.
is.
I'm all for it, Nick. Inject that energy into me. You're feeling good. The beam is lit, and you're fired up.
Yes, and and Detroit plays the Lakers on the 18th.
Well,
good luck, huh?
Yeah. Losers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Duh.
Who do you root for in that game, right?
Hey, the Kings are going to blow them out. Why not blow them out?
Why not?
I love that we went from why not win to why not blow them out.
Ooh.
Hell yeah, Nick.
Give me a hell yeah. And that game is at 3 o'clock.
It is, Nick.
It is. Are you going to be there?
Yes, I will.
All right.
course
All right.
you
Well,
are.
we'll see you at the game on Sunday then, man.
Hey, I got to see Morgan. I got her picture. I got a picture taken from Morgan tonight.
I know.
We
Yep,
did.
we
Nick,
saw that.
when you hand your phone to random people to take a photo, you got to say, hey, can you please take this photo?
And then you say thank you after.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Well, sleep dreams, all right?
Sleep dreams.
Or Nick, should we say sleep beams?
No,
All right.
sleep dreams.
All right. See you, man.
Why not? I was Stockton.
Why not?
Stockton won tonight. Shout out to Stockton. They beat South Bay tonight. Nemias Queta had 4 fouls in the first half. Picked up his 5th in the early third. He played the entire 4th quarter with 5 fouls, and the Kings got the win without Keon Ellis, without Chima Moneki. Shout out Wes Owandu. Shout out Nemi, who played well. DJ had some nice moments tonight, too. Yeah, they were shorthanded, played with like 9 guys, and got the job done.
Wow.
So, all right, man. Thank you.
It's a good night in sports. Stockton won. Sacramento Kings won.
Yeah. Sleep
good
dreams,
night.
man. Sleep dreams.
Sleep dreams.
All right. There's Nick.
Sleep
Dude,
dreams,
Nick is
Deuce and Mo.
Nick getting that fired up.
Oh, I've never seen him that probably because we've never seen the Kings this good.
Guys,
In
in
a
the
long
chat,
time.
yeah, the chat's popping too. When Nick is that fired up,
Yeah.
doesn't it just get you a little more like
It kind of does. What is he like in his basketball league that he's in? You think he gets
Oh.
that fired up?
Oh.
You know how many Special Olympics gold medals he has hanging on his wall?
Yeah, he is the Kurt Angle of Special Olympics basketball.
Don't mess
It's
with
true.
Nick.
It's true. It's damn true. Adrian says, stay humble, Nick. Why not?
Stay humble.
Kings beating Detroit by 15. Derek says, I like this fired up, Nick. Yes.
I love it. Nick's the
That's
best.
That's amazing.
I had someone at the end of the game go, why not? And they're like, oh, I wish Nick was still here. I feel like I would be in the presence of a celebrity.
Yeah, he's a huge
Pretty
deal.
famous.
Can't miss him either. He's like 6'12". What's up, Ron?
Oh, hey, am I here? Am I coming through this time?
Yes, you are. We got you back, man.
Coming back from the Bay Area. I can see the beam from my mind's eye, gentlemen, my ladies.
Hell yeah. Can you really?
Not really.
Oh, come on.
But hey, I told you it's in my mind's eye. I can't see it physically, but I can. I feel it. I just wanted to shout out to. It was a great game, but I wanted to say I think there was a point where we were like really trigger happy at the 3, and Harrison Barnes got to the line, and every time he gets to the line when we're in trouble, it's been solid. I mean, he was 7 of 8 from the line, and I think he was 16 points, very unsung. So many Kings fans are saying that we need to trade him, but I think he is so steady. He's someone that we need defensively, and I think we really need to appreciate what he does on the court sometimes.
Yeah, and I think a lot of times when we talk about players, it's so easy to point out their flaws, and I think defensively there's obviously some shortcomings with him depending on the matchup. But what he's been able to do rebounding the ball, what he's able to do like in the locker room as a leader too, and he's playing much better. He got off to a really slow start shooting, and he's gotten that number up to just under 44%. The 3-point percentage is going to take some time to come back up because he got off to such a slow start. Tonight, HB was 1 of 3 from downtown. And he's averaging now 11.6 points a game. The free throw percentage is jumping up too. It's at 83.
See,
Morgan.
and you guys, his ability, like you said, to crash the boards has just been such a fantastic thing that he's been adding to the squad. And I know when things are down and they were losing and he wasn't showing up, of course he was going to get a lot of blame. But it's funny because then when he has consistent, just solid games like we want him to have on this squad, he doesn't always get all the love that he deserves as well. So I'm glad that you're bringing him up, Ron.
Yeah. I just think, when he does bad and he disappears, everybody's all over him. But then when he has solid games like he has in the last few games, I think we don't talk about him.
Yeah.
And he is one of the most consistent players on our team who can get to the line. Now that is something that is, really valuable to our team, because we can hit the three like nobody's business. But when that's not going down, I noticed like Barnes was like, all right, I gotta go in. And so did Sabonis. Like Sabonis, Fox, and Barnes are the only ones I could say like go to the line on a consistent basis every game. And that's very valuable when you're not knocking down the threes. Right?
Yes, it's absolutely a great point and something that should be acknowledged, especially now that he's knocking them down. I wanted to pull up some Kings numbers when it comes to free throw attempts. I'm gonna guess.
I just love Deuce like searching for this in the advanced stats right now. It's pretty efficient.
Okay, so after tonight, the leader in free throw attempts a game for the Kings, Sabonis is at 6.5. Just behind him is Fox, right under 5, and then Barnes is third on the team at 4.4. So, yeah,
4.4.
Yeah,
and people are saying that this was kind of an ugly win, and I'm like, wow, that wasn't the Laker game. This was a fairly solid win. We closed it out
agree.
in the fourth.
I completely agree. There were ugly moments in this game where it looked a little chaotic,
but it's not an ugly win. That's like, how are you going to say it's an ugly win?
It's NBA basketball, and you know what? You scored 41 points in the fourth quarter, and you closed the game, right? And you score 130 in the game.
And the adjustments that were made, you won
by 18.
That's the thing. You're gonna have moments where another team goes on a run or figures something out, and they're also an NBA team. So, they're going to have their moments as well. But if you can adjust to their moments and then capitalize on when things are even better and going in your direction, like you're seeing this King squad understand how to win at the end of games. And right there is a team growing in the right direction.
Yeah, I'm just going to say, I hope another game with Detroit, got to win that. It's one of those pop quiz of the year wins. We small test. I wouldn't say it's like a major test. It's just a small test.
Well, it's just it's a test from the standpoint that if this team is going to be good, you need to take care of business on the home floor. They got off to a slow start at home. They've turned that around, and you don't want to lose games like the games against Detroit, especially with what's coming up on the road. That can be a challenge.
Taken.
Yeah, So no doubt about it. Hey man, thanks for checking in.
Yeah.
All right, there's Ron on Night Chat.
Thanks, Ron.
Man, this is fun, Morgan. This is really fun, and it's just enjoy every moment. There's something I said to you today. I think it was today or yesterday. We were talking about things because, believe it or not, when we don't do this podcast, usually we're talking about the Kings or the podcast or something involving Discord or this community, which is just amazing. Just makes me laugh.
And it's healthy, but it's
very
always
healthy. It's healthier when they're winning too.
Yes.
One point I wanted to make. The rise is always the most fun part for a team. The come up, right? Think about how Kings fans are feeling right now, winning 8 of 10. Enjoy these little moments because they hit differently when you're like a 50-win team every year, and it's like. Then it's the expectations are high and you're super critical. When you're a 50-win team, like the Warriors right now,
dude,
they're maybe the extreme case, but
panic buttons being pushed everywhere
for sure. And it's like but there are other teams too that maybe aren't as good as maybe they were last year, not trending the same direction, right? So appreciate these moments when it seems like it's on the rise.
Yeah.
Because this is when it's fun.
When
it's
you
like
see
surprising.
improvements.
Yeah. It's stuff that you haven't seen for years. You're seeing good basketball. I think for me, seeing an offense function like this one is with the ball movement, the motion offense, mixing it up with pick and roll, seeing Fox attack, seeing him dominate, seeing Sabonis dominate, seeing the three-point shooting. That's all exciting. It's the rise that you just enjoy so much, and appreciate these moments before you get to that next point.
Always. It's such a great point because it's so true. And it's like people always say, always enjoy the journey because the conclusion sometimes isn't as fun. So have that perspective of
Stay
enjoying
present.
the rise, staying present.
Yeah, I'm going to also challenge all you guys right here. I know I mentioned the schedule earlier.
Yeah.
Don't get caught up in the looking ahead at the schedule game. You know, it's fun to do, but when you start really breaking it down, I heard people in this town, people who have a microphone in front of them after the Kings' little slow start. Well, they might start like 2-15. And it's the schedule changes. When you looked at the schedule 2 weeks ago, the Spurs game looked a little more challenging because they got off to a nice start. Well, it's a season. There's going to be
ups and downs.
Guys are going to miss time. You know, the Kings apparently got the Warriors at an interesting point in their journey, right? Early in the season where they haven't figured it out. They got the Miami Heat in an interesting point in their journey. This schedule is very misleading. You definitely need to take it one game at a time. A couple games ahead, maybe a little bit you can look, but don't get caught up in like, oh, that stretch in March is really hard.
No.
We'll get there when we get there.
And this is what makes the NBA so great because it is becoming more and more unpredictable with some of these teams. And when you do see underdogs or other teams on the rise, no matter where it is in the NBA, especially when it's not in the Western Conference, it's fun.
You guys are the absolute best. We can't thank you enough for being a part of this journey with us this season. Of course, we're going to be live after the next game when the Kings take on the Pistons. You know where to come after games. You come to Night Chat. We hang out. We have fun. We talk about the highs and lows. Make sure to spread the word. We love you guys so much, but we got to go.
You're all so badass for being here with us every single night. We love you. Thank you so much. See ya.
Deuce and Mo, Deuce and